Hello everyone, welcome back to another edition of the RAW Smackdown here on Very Cold Lasagna for the week of June 5th, 2023. That being said, let's get into my highlights from this week's episodes of Raw and Smackdown. Starting off with Raw, man, I don't know what drugs you all are smoking for those people that were saying, oh, this was a good episode of Raw since the Raw after Mania. Like, are you kidding? Where was the stories? Where were the characters? Where was the direction for this show? Because I didn't see anything that was good from this show. So I could really only pinpoint two things that were kind of noteworthy. One of those things, for as terrible as it was, the Money in the Bank qualifying matches. Becky Lynch beat Sonya Deville and Zoe Stark beat Natalya. That kind of advanced their story a bit, but even then, I couldn't really care less about it. And then in your main event, you had Seth Rollins having his first World Heavyweight Championship defense in an open challenge to Nation that was set up days prior on Twitter against the Judgment Day's Damian Priest, who had asked for no help in this match. And yet Finn Balor came out, tried to help Damian Priest, but it backfired as Damian Priest questioned why Finn Balor was there in the first place, but that distraction proved costly as Seth Rollins went on to retain the World Heavyweight title. And then towards the end of the show, they teased a stare down between Seth and Finn Balor for a match at Money in the Bank. This is what we're gonna do at Money in the Bank for the World Heavyweight title in just the second world title match for this new title at Money in the Bank. Like, come on, man. Don't make this an indie spot fest title. But I guess that's what we're gonna do. And Money in the Bank for the World Heavyweight title. This is the best we can really do. So moving on to SmackDown, because at least, you know, that show had a little bit of noteworthy things to talk about. We had some more Money in the Bank qualifiers as the field's starting to close in. As Santos Escobar beat Mustafa Ali, Bayley beat Mia Yim, Butch beat Baron Corbin with some help from NXT champion Carmelo Hayes, and Io Sky beat Shotzi Blackheart. Both ladder matches have one spot left each. We're gonna claim those last spots. We'll see. Thank the Lord. WWE is finally doing the one thing that I asked them to do over 1 month ago, and that was finally merge the women's tag team championships together. The WWE and NXT women's tag team titles are finally going to be unified. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler came to SmackDown and confronted Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, the NXT women's tag team champions, and challenged them to a unification match. When was it going to happen? Well, they announced later in the show that it's going to happen in 2 weeks on SmackDown. A little surprised by that. I thought it was going to be built up towards Money in the Bank, but I guess Ronda doesn't want to go to London. I don't know. But either way, thank you, WWE. We're finally gonna merge those stupid tag team titles, and maybe next we can dump them in the trash too. Get rid of them for good. Then they just proceeded to do something backwards again by revealing the brand new Women's Championship for Asuka, which is basically Roman Reigns' brand new Undisputed Championship, but with the right strap on it. And it even says Women's Undisputed Championship. Really? This is how creative we can get with titles now, because, oh, marketing. No, get creative. Like how it was back in the day. Like, oh, you're just an older guy. Like, yeah, because at least the titles back in the day are creative. This is stupid. This is lazy. But then it gets even better.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Charlotte Flair is back from WrestleMania vacation, and she's getting an instant title shot against the women's champion, Asuka, on the SmackDown before Money in the Bank in London. Oh, shit.
So, of course, the big storyline is, of course, the Bloodline storyline. And this week in Days of Our Bloodline, it's centered around Jey Uso's big decision. Was he going to stay with his brother, or was he going to stay with Roman Reigns, being the right-hand man in the Bloodline? So Paul Heyman told him that you have to make a decision this week on SmackDown. And Heyman tried to do his best to convince him to stay with Roman Reigns by telling him, you know, you're being groomed to be the next tribal chief after Roman Reigns. And to test him on that, he arranged a US title match between Jey and Austin Theory in the main event. Jey didn't exactly make a decision on whether he would be with Roman Reigns or with Jimmy Uso, but throughout the night, it would center around Jey's decision. A key point in this theme was Sami Zayn actually talking to Jey about the consequences of accepting Roman's offer. And in the main event, Jey would lose the US title match thanks to some shenanigans per usual with the Bloodline. Jimmy accidentally super kicked his brother that was meant for Solo Sikoa. And then towards the end of the show, Jey left his brother, but he also didn't exactly make a decision on whether he would stick with Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns or stick with his brother. A cliffhanger for next week's show when Roman Reigns will be on the show present. So who knows? Maybe we'll still get that title match between Roman and Jimmy with Jey as the special guest referee, because honestly, that's what I'm craving more for. Sure, we can get the tag team title match between the brothers and Roman and Sikoa, but I kind of want that title match more, man. It kind of creates more intrigue. But anyway, I'd like to know your thoughts on that. Anyway, as for these shows this week, Raw was terrible. SmackDown, at least had some noteworthy stuff, but otherwise it was all right. But anyway, I'd like to know your thoughts, your personal highlights from this week's episodes of Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown. But that's a wrap for this week's episodes of the Raw Smackdown here on Very Cold Lasagna. I am DylanLasagna, signing out, and keep that lasagna very cold in the fridge with your takes on the world of sports. And until next time, peace out.